Yo, what's up, guys? Here's the part 2 that I promised for the TBC Classic Gym Guide. Welcome back. As promised, here's a list for every class and the gyms they'll use in TBC. As you can imagine, there's a metric shit ton of gyms. However, instead of listing every possible gym that you can expect to use during your time in Outlands, I instead just simply listed what gyms you can expect to frequently socket into your gear. Gymming can be tedious and quite daunting. However, some classes are pretty straightforward. Some classes have a simple meta gym that allows them to stockpile one color and be fine, while others have a bunch of gyms and a meta that requires many things to activate. So I'll list the main meta gyms, your main primary gyms, and the secondaries that you use to mix and match for your meta activation and for any socket bonus that you might want. I'll also list any T6 gyms you will swap to once they're introduced, or in some cases, some gyms that release with the Sunwell patch. Heads up, this is not a BiS guide with a ton of information or anything like that, okay? It's quite literally just a simple and easily accessible way for anyone to see what gyms to keep an eye out for. And as always, if I miss anything, please say so in the comments and I will pin the message for others to see. All right, guys, first up, Resto Druid. Resto still looks to be one of the easier specs to gear. Some choose to go the insightful meta, thus filling in secondaries to fit all these requirements. However, some of the big brains I spoke to chose Bracing Earthstorn Diamond because it's more bonus healing, right? On top of, look at the requirement for your meta, just requires more red gyms and blues. And this is your main gym, which is a red gym. So you're able to just do this and heavily stack this. As for the gyms that release after T6, I'm talking about the T6 gym, the epic gyms, and as well as the ones that come with Sunwell, like the haste one. So a lot of these are direct, as you see, direct upgrades. So teardrop, 18, 22, 6, 8, direct upgrades. Most of these classes, you're going to direct upgrade your blue into a purple. I mean, I can't say the color because it's not. You upgrade your rare gym into an epic gym. Some classes go haste as well. They'll be listed here, but just no haste doesn't come out till Sunwell. All right, for Boomy, you'll use Chaotic as soon as it becomes available. It's not available at launch. It depends obviously on, that's why I said a lot of this depends on so many fucking factors, right? It's hard to do this for like everybody, but when it's become available, you're going to use it. Until then, use Insightful or Full Diamond, and then you're going to socket as much spell power, red spell power gyms as you can. And if you need any hit at all, just go ahead and socket some of these hit gyms in there while using your Glowing Night's Eye to match any blue sockets you need, all right? Once T6 plus gyms come available, of course, upgrade accordingly. 9 spell damage, 12 spell damage. Glowing Night's Eye, glowing the other one, you know what I mean? Adjust accordingly, and then when the haste gyms comes out, you're going to be using those as well. Okay, next up, Feral Bear. As a tank, your goal here is obviously stam and defense. Early on, if you like, you can put def stam gyms to make sure that you're crit immune. Otherwise, you can just stack these stam gyms, and then any of those secondaries in your to use to activate your meta or any socket bonuses you want, and then T6 just to upgrade accordingly. Feral Cat DPS. Pretty simple. Don't worry about your meta because you'll have Wolf's Helm or whatever it's called. So you're not even going to have a head with the meta gym in it until late Sunwell, if that. So just get that and stack Agi gyms, straight Agi gyms, and then use these secondaries for any socket bonuses you want or when you actually get a helm with the meta in Sunwell. Hunters is one of those classes with many gym options for gyms. Just like all the DPS classes typically have more since they're, you know, a lot more min-maxy and they're more worried about stats, right? So they have many other options per builds, talents, gears, and etc. In any matter, just use this relentless meta, stack it up with any Agi gyms, while fitting in any of these secondaries to fit the socket bonuses and your meta gym, which needs to be, you need 2 reds, 2 yellows, and 2 blues to make this alive. So it's kind of rough, which you have all these though, which is fine. And of course, once T6 and Sunwell comes out, adjust accordingly. For mages, I'm not even going to attempt to act like I know what I'm talking about with mages because of all their gyms changed based on spec. I'm sure there's solid BiS guides somewhere out in the world listing the proper gyms per spec. However, that's not me. So I'm not going to assume they're all going to be arcane, although from my sources, they're acting like they're going to be arcane. But I'll just list all the gyms you can expect regardless of your spec, okay? The meta is obvious. You're using Relentless until Chaotic comes out. If Chaotic's not out, yes, this looks confusing because there's agility. Trust me, there's nothing else you're going to use for this. That 3% crit is not melee or physical. That's pure crit, any kind of crit, right? So yeah, just use that meta until Chaotic when it comes available, if it's not even out, all right? And then just socket straight spell power or int based on your spec, and then fill any socket bonuses of your meta or any bonuses that you want with these secondaries and call it a day. Upgrade to T6 gyms accordingly, as that is, see? You see what I'm getting at? Pretty simple. Paladin, Prot, much like other tanks, you want the same metas and you're stacking stam if you can because you have the lowest HP out of all the tanks. Swap to Eternal meta when it comes out because it synergizes with a Libram you can get in Black Temple off a Mother and a talent. Slap some defense gyms to ensure that your cap and slot those secondaries as needed for the socket bonuses and any metas that you have if you want them. Yes, and even the spell power ones because more spell power means more threat. Do not worry about activating your meta because the stam gyms are blues and that's what your meta requires. So it's going to come easy. and then upgrade accordingly as you enter T6 into Sunwell gems. Stam, defense, glowing, endearing. Okay, the Holy Prot's pretty straightforward for H-Pals. The typical healing meta, right? While stacking int gems, not bonus healing. You stack int gems. And using these secondaries to activate your meta or any socket bonuses you want, upgrade accordingly, when T6 and Sunwell gems release. Before you ask why they're not stacking BH gems, they benefit very little from raw bonus healing stacking, and it's always better to stack more int for mana and crit, or haste until 200 when it starts coming out. Big Rep Paladin, another very simple spec, the gem. Just use the Agi crit meta for obvious reasons and start stacking strength gems while using these secondaries to activate your meta or any socket bonuses that you may want. Upgrade accordingly when the new epic gems come out. Priesty Boys, Holy. As you can imagine, same healing meta gem. Then start stacking those bonus healing gems using the secondary gems to accommodate your meta gem and whatever other socket bonuses you might want. Upgrade with epic gems accordingly as they released. Teardrop, sparkling. You guys can see how it says teardrop. The epic ones are literally the same thing. It'll say teardrop, sparkling, luminous, etc. The good old shadow gods. Very simple gemming here since crit doesn't affect you guys as much, right? Since your dots cannot crit. Thus, you stack spell power gems. As for the meta, it will depend on the state of Mystical Skyfire Diamond. This is in a good spot, but this was nerfed at some point. If this is nerfed at some point, don't use it. Use Swift until Ember comes available. Simple enough. So if you get the pre-nerf version, use it. If it's not the pre-nerf, don't use it, and just upgrade to T6 gems or epic gems accordingly. For Rogue Nasties, go ahead and slap that 12 Agi 3 increased crit damage up there and start stacking as much hit as you can until you're about 17% hit, somewhere around there, while still making sure you hit your meta and any other socket bonuses you want. Upgrade accordingly when the epic gems come out. Shamans for Resto. Use a typical healing meta gem while trying to stack as much bonus healing as you can. Use these secondaries to get your meta activated and for any socket bonuses you might want, and then upgrade accordingly when the epic gems come out and once the Sunwell patch drops. And make sure you hit switch to haste gems as well. Shaman Enhance. A lot like Ret, you'll be running the same meta as well as stacking strength while using the secondary gems to fit socket bonuses and to activate your meta gem. Upgrade accordingly when the epic gems come out. Shaman Ellie. Use the same meta as the casters, then you'll want to start stacking crit and spell power while using these secondary gems to fit socket bonuses and your meta. Upgrade accordingly when the epic gems release. There are a lot of options here for Ellie, man. Warlock. Use the typical caster meta gems. Okay, use this one until this one, or use this one until this one comes out. Then you'll hard focus, hit, and spell power gems until you are hit capped. Then you will start using spell power gems while using the secondary gems to fit socket bonuses and to activate your meta. Upgrade accordingly when the epic gems release. Swap to haste when the haste gems come out, and then, but not. I play Warlock, so I can speak on this a little bit more than the other classes. I don't stack the straight haste gems. I like the haste. Where they at? Reckless Power Stone. I like this one. I use this one for my blue, and I use this one for my red, or yellow. Anything. Like those are my two favorite. Like if you go to my character right now, I'm wearing a meta gem, this one, and then I'm wearing all Reckless Power Stone and all Sea Spray, like nothing else. Next up, Warrior, Fury, and Arms. Use the Agi 3% crit meta as you could suggest, right? Then either use Strength or any of these secondaries and even some hit gems if your gear needs it. Like most of these classes, it's gear dependent. So use secondary gems to fit socket bonuses and in your meta. Upgrade accordingly when epic gems release. Warrior Protection. As you can imagine, you want this 18 stam 5 stun resist gems until Eternal comes out. Stack stam and defense while using these secondary gems to fit your socket bonuses and activate your meta gem. Upgrade accordingly when the epic gems release. Yo, that's it guys. Thanks for watching. This wasn't meant to be a super long video or like getting hundreds of thousands of views or nothing like that. I just wanted one place for everybody to simply be able to go to and click the timestamp for their class, see what kind of gems to look out for. Maybe the people are wondering what the gems will look like for the future. Either way, it's all here. Once again, as you guys know, I play a Warlock, nothing else. So if something is incorrect, please yell at me in the comments. Like, follow, subscribe for more content, and at twitch.tv/CrixGaming, you can catch me pretty infrequently, but you'll see me every now and then. And until the next one, guys,